Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you're here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree?
Yes.
You are knowing what you are wanting?
Yes.
You like knowing what you are wanting?
Yes.
You like knowing what you are wanting even when what you are wanting is not yet quite all fleshed out? Can't see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it yet, but you still like wanting it? Really? Well, we like thinking about you liking that. And it is our desire, it is always our desire, that you come to full understanding of what those probing questions are really all about. Because there are a lot of people who desire things, who are not taking pleasure in the desire until the manifestation occurs. But that slows it way, 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 way down. You have to sort of just sleep your way there. In other words, if you desire something and you're noticing that it isn't here yet, and you continue to notice that it isn't here yet, so you continue to ask for it from your awareness that it isn't here yet, then without meaning to, you continue to practice the vibration of it not being here yet. And so as you practice the vibration of it not being here yet, you can't realize the paths, the clues, the impulses that are setups for you all day, every day, to lead you succinctly, directly, joyously, quickly to what it is you are asking for. It's not an easy thing to really, really want something or need it and not notice that it isn't there. We just want to remind you that in your chronic awareness that it isn't there, you hold it off indefinitely because you've practiced a vibration that is your point of attraction. Do you understand that? That, above all other things, is what is most essential for you to know. You just got to know that all day, every day, you're emanating a vibration. It's based upon what you're thinking about. Whether you're thinking about the past or the present or the future, what you're thinking about is causing you to emanate a signal. And that vibrational signal equals your point of attraction, because the law of attraction is responding to that signal. So literally, everything that you evoke from everyone, from the universe at large, from people that you don't know, from people that you do know, it's all coming back in perfect response to the vibration that you have going on. Just like when you were a little one learning to walk and learning to catch your balance. There was a lot of stumbling, and rarely did anyone say to you, "Get up, you little dummy." They sort of understood that it was going to take a while for you to understand balance and understand your relationship with your own body and with the planet and with the law of gravity and so forth. And so in like manner, it takes a while to understand what you're doing vibrationally. But the nice thing is that whatever it is that you are doing vibrationally is accurately and always being responded to by law of attraction. So it gives us an opportunity to give you this one really important premise. What you think, and therefore what you feel, but what you think, and therefore what you vibrate, but what you think, and therefore what you vibrate and feel, but what you think, what you give your attention to, and what comes back to you because of what you consistently think, always match. So you can, if you're noticing how things are coming back to you, you can modify what you're thinking. But most don't do it. It's so interesting. What they're thinking and what they're feeling and what comes back always matches, but then they often just keep talking about it. And we think that's a really good idea if what you're thinking and what you're getting back matches what you want. But sometimes it does not. But there's this truth factor that humans seem to have developed that says, I must tell it like it is. And we say, why not tell it as you want it to be? Because I face reality. Well, really, you create reality. Okay, I create reality, then I face it. I create a reality I don't like all that much, and then I face it. I talk about it. I blog about it. My Facebook page is full of it. I tell it like it is. And we say, you tell it as you are creating it to be. So, what would it take for you to begin saying it as you want it to be, thinking it as you want it to be? Well, we know what it takes. It takes an understanding of who you are and how you fit into all of this. It takes an understanding that you are the creator of your own reality and that you do it with vibration, and that the emotions that you feel are your indicator of how you're doing. Because when you feel wonderful, in that moment, your vibrational frequency is perfectly aligned in complete resonance with who you really are and what you are asking for. But when you feel any diminishment of that clear, positive emotion, then that means you've got something going on in your vibrational patterning that is, at least to some degree, hindering the flow. So if we were standing in your physical shoes, if we understood what you just heard, we would set an intention, a singular intention, be the only thing that we would put on our things to do today list. I'm going to feel as good as I can feel, as much as I can feel it, as long as I can feel it. Which means we would not be facing a lot of the reality. We wouldn't watch cable news because there's nothing there that resonates with who you are and what you really want. Oh, it's informative, reaches all around the world. And a lot of people feel that they need to be informed of what they do not want in order to protect themselves from it. And we acknowledge that it is helpful to know what you don't want so that you can know what you do want. But you get way carried away with the knowing what you don't want part of the equation. So we try to simplify it for you by saying, you were source energy before you came into this physical body, and a part of you came into this physical body, and this part of you came in. We're talking fast because we know you've heard it many times. Part of you comes in that physical body, and you explore the contrast, and you know what you don't want, you know what you do want, and you send off rockets of desire. And every time you send off a rocket of desire, that rocket of desire becomes a permanent resident of your vortex of creation. And the source within you becomes vibrationally aligned with that new leading edge desire that you have ferreted out from the contrast that you have so decidedly chosen to live when you made the decision to come into this physical body. So you've launched a rocket of desire, but you've done more than that. From your physical format, you have caused the larger part of you to expand, and the larger part of you, that inner being part of you that was you before you were you in your physical body, that still is you even though you are in this physical body, this non-physical counterpart, this inner being, this source part of you has evolved because of what you've just lived. And as that part of you has evolved because of what you've just lived, now you have a choice of whether to keep up with that evolution or not. And that's what your emotions are. The better you keep up with the expansion that you have carved out of this life experience, the better you feel. But if you launch rockets of expansion and the source within you becomes the equivalent of that expansion that you've asked for, and you stay focused upon the problem that caused you to launch the rocket, then there's a vibrational gap between you and you that you feel in the form of emotion. But that's okay, because that's step one. You knew that that was essential. You knew that it was necessary to know what you don't want in order to know what you do want. And you also knew that it was logical for you to be more of a vibrational match to what is than to what is coming next, because what is has a lot of your attention. Have you noticed? Because you can see what is, and you can hear what is, and you can smell what is, and you can taste what is, and you can feel what is. It's so real. It's why you want to call it reality. This is real. We say, yes, but it's temporary, and it's the bouncing off place from where you are. So if you sift through the real reality of what you are living, and you look for the best parts of it, and you hold the best parts of it as your object of attention, so that the vibration that you are offering chronically is about that, then your point of attraction allows you to receive more and more and more and more and more of those things that you have been asking for. So for a while, we've been telling you about step 1, step 2, step 3. Step 1 is you sift through contrast and you ask. And step 2 is, since you've launched that rocket of desire, source has become the equivalent of it. In other words, when you ask, it happens immediately, what you ask for. But step 3 is, you have to find a way of not just for a moment, not just for a flash, not just in an odd moment of influence by someone else, but you have to find steady, chronic resonance with what you're asking for. In other words, you can't want more money and feel resonance with lack of money and get more money. You got to feel resonance with more money. And our physical friends say, well, thanks a lot. Give me some money and I'll resonate. We say, we know you want the reality first and the resonance later, but that's not the way it works. And often you say, well, I don't know for sure that that's true, Abraham, because I don't think I was being that deliberate about a lot of things in my life. And yet well-being pretty much surrounds me on lots of subjects. And we say that is because the well-being is the dominant part of that which you are about. It's natural for well-being to follow you.